We're back, everybody. Good evening and welcome back to the Neutral News Network. We've only been
Holy
gone for a
moly.
month, but we're back. So
You
we're
weren't
here.
kidding.
We're ready. We're ready to talk. And what an election yesterday. Holy crapola. Blew off a lot of people's expectations, honestly, but here we are. So we're back and we're ready to talk and give you an update on the news and the election. So how's everybody else doing? How's everybody else feeling?
We're feeling all right. We're feeling all right. Things are happening. Things are moving.
Yeah. Yep. We exist. Things are happening. Perfect. Good. Hopefully,
Especially,
yeah.
especially yesterday with the
Yeah.
election stuff, like you said.
Yep. Hopefully, y'all are jazzercised right now. Maybe not. Maybe you guys are just exercised, not jazzercised. That's okay. Though.
Neither
I'm
of those
definitely
things.
exercised.
I'm
Oh,
definitely
damn.
not
Okay.
exercised.
I hurt my knee.
Yeah. I was trying to exercise earlier and my hip was hurting, so I stopped. So we're doing great over here in the Neutral News Network team. We are not long for this world. But anyways, let's go ahead and crack on into it. Let's go ahead and get into the ground news economic 3 articles that we always read off every single time we do this stream. All right.
Lay it
So,
on me.
yep. First off, the Supreme Court justices appear skeptical that Trump's tariffs that he has broadly imposed on the United States economy are legal. So it does seem like the conservative majority in the Supreme Court is posed to roll those back. And
I
I
actually was
did.
going to read this article earlier, but I totally forgot to do it.
Oh well, hey, well, now you know. When
Yeah,
this episode ends, I would suggest reading it because
I'm going
somebody
to.
I saw posted something that's very interesting with this, and it's that if the Supreme Court rules against this measure, the United States government would be on the hook for about $1 trillion worth of revenue that they would have to
Oh,
give
good
back
lord.
to the companies that paid these tariffs. So where are we going to get that money? I don't know. Like, is that going to be something? Because like, do we still have that money? Like, is it in like a little pool somewhere? Like, what are we doing with that? So I saw that and I was like, that could get very interesting. Next, Trump seeks the end of the Senate filibuster. Shutdown drags on, but Republicans are hesitant. Obviously, the Republicans want to keep the filibuster because they are aware of the Pandora's box that could unleash should they repeal the filibuster, because that would then allow any 51 majority to pass legislation in the Senate. Trump, however, wants to put forward his vision for America, and he believes that if the filibuster is repealed, he will have an easier route to do so. And last but not least, Gemini AI to transform Google Maps into a more conversational experience. Um, Honestly, not a shock that AI is getting more involved with Google Maps. I'm kind of shocked that it's taken this long for the you know mapping platforms to really start to push this. Unless maybe they've been pushing it all along and my dumbass has not recognized that. That could be a very big possibility. So who knows? All right. So getting in, unless we have any questions on those 3 articles, we will pop right into the election yesterday.
No.
Perfect.
Got nothing.
All right.
Get into this
So
election.
on a scale of 1 to 10,
Oh, I like
I
this.
want,
Okay.
yeah, how surprised were you at the results of yesterday's election? Regardless of whether you agreed with the results, how surprised were you?
Okay, I knew there was going to be a big shift. I just didn't know how big.
It's fair.
So I'm surprised that it was as many as I thought, as many Democrats winning more than I thought, I should say.
Hmm.
But other than that, I'm not like super surprised. I figured there might be like a shift.
So you're sitting at like a 4 on the
Yeah.
surprise scale.
Well, I'd say yeah, a 4. 4 is good.
Okay. Zachary?
4 to
I'm
5, yeah.
yeah,
I would
yeah,
say.
4 to 5.
about the same. Less surprised by like the results themselves,
Mhm.
more surprised by the margins and
I'll
See,
turn you up a little
how
bit, Zach.
much of a kind of a landslide it was. I think was it Virginia or no,
Yeah.
Mississippi was
Mississippi,
Mississippi was
yes.
kind of crazy.
So, do you know what happened in Mississippi, Jake?
I don't. Cole, if you're in the
Okay.
chat.
Cool. We need on the ground witnesses. So yeah, Mississippi lost their Republican supermajority in the House of Representatives.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, which on a list of things that was not on my bingo card, that was definitely not on there. But so on a scale of 1 to 10, surprise there, that's a 10. I would not have predicted that going into this election. But clearly, people are upsetto spaghetto
That they
in
lost
this
the
country.
supermajority?
No. Just like that they voted out the supermajority. I mean,
That's what I mean.
on yeah. They were so. I mean, even in red Mississippi, they were so upset with what's been going on that they voted out their Republican
Oh,
supermajority in
I
the
see what
House
you're
and Senate.
saying. Sorry, I
Yeah.
misunderstood. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I
All
see what
good.
you're saying. I thought I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be mad. Why wouldn't they? They
Right.
lost.
Correct. Yes, the Republicans are mad, but also against them are mad because they
So,
want change.
Yeah, and I mean, this kind of brings up what we were talking about before the election or before the podcast. Humans need change to thrive.
Correct. And and that's the thing, is that there is good change and there is bad change, but I think that's what we kind of agree. Like, there's plenty of good change to be made out there that we just aren't making for
Right. Yeah.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
But humans seem to always try and find way. Cole's like, I got nothing, dog. He
Oh,
posted that in
okay.
the chat.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, it is striking how we do seem so hesitant to change and evolve as a society, even though that is all humans have ever done in the entirety of their existence. Like, all we've ever done is evolve and change, and yet some people seem so adverse to the idea. It does surprise me. But hey, I'm no psychologist. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's got a better understanding of this stuff than I do.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of.
Oh, and but uh, before we move on with that, Jake, I just wanted to get Zachary's official number.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, like my surprise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like 5.
Okay.
Okay. What's yours?
Mine is like a 7.5 to an 8. I'll be honest with you.
Like 10, you're
Um,
being the most surprised?
yes, 10 is like me being like dumbfounded. Like 10 would have been if all of the special elections would have passed in Texas as well. But I mean, realistically, I'm at like a 7.5,
Hmm.
because so full transparency, I kind of ran my own numbers based upon what I thought was going to happen. I looked at a lot of the polls, I looked at a lot of what happened in the 2024 election, and it was of my opinion that New Jersey was going to be a toss up,
Hmm.
leaning Republican. I was dead wrong, absolutely wrong. Um, it was my opinion that Spanberger and her lieutenant governor were going to win pretty handedly in Virginia.
In
Um,
Virginia, yeah.
yeah, and that was mostly based to the polls that I had seen, and
See,
also a lot of the government shutdown employees are located in Virginia because obviously right next to Washington D.C.
see, it's wild because we saw different things on that one.
Oh yeah,
I was seeing a lot of that Spanberger doesn't know what she's doing. She might not win.
I
Yeah, I was seeing stuff
honest
like that.
honestly, I think if the shutdown isn't going on, and I think if Earl Sears is a better candidate, I think you're right. But with those two factors being in play, I think that outweighs anything negative about Spanberger. Now the
Okay, that's fair.
now the
Maybe that's what I was hearing about the shutdown.
and that could be the case. I know with the Attorney General in Virginia, I fully was expecting him to either lose or be like a dead tie. And him winning by 6% was astounding to me. He had a big scandal about him sending text messages that apparently like certain Republican individuals should be shot.
Oh
And those
gosh.
got leaked.
Oh no,
And
I did see that. I did see that.
yeah. So, and I think, Jake, what you might have been seeing too was that that was projected to be a drag on Spanberger, which it was
I
not,
see.
clearly.
Yeah. Clearly not. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was, again, that was just surprising because, like what Zachary said, not really surprising in the result, but the margin. The margin was the,
Margins. Yeah.
yeah,
Margins. Maybe that's where
not
the
not margarine for those who are hungry at
Margarine
home.
Taylor Green.
Oh nope, no.
I
She's
got words about her later at some point
oh
during
boy.
Okay.
this whole thing.
Okay.
Words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
I
a
did
bone to pick with you.
I did see um her and Tucker Carlson talking about Mom Donnie and how they gave him some props
Yeah?
for the way for the way he ran his campaign.
Interesting. What was that? So
I think they
I
were on.
don't.
I think she was on the Tucker Carlson podcast or whatever,
Okay.
and they were kind of talking about like Mom Donnie and the big election, and I guess the question was brought up that I guess in the debate, I didn't really watch the whole debate or whatever. Is it a
Or the
debate or is it?
podcast.
No, no, no. Where all three candidates are talking and they're asked questions. The panel.
Yeah, the debate.
Is it a debate or is it it's just a
Oh,
panel?
that you can do like a debate. You can do like a town hall style kind of thing.
Right.
I want
Okay,
to
it was
say
all.
what they
It
were
was all.
doing were debates, though.
Okay,
Correct.
then it was the debate. I guess they were all asked like. They were all asked like what country you like to go to or whatever.
Oh yes, that was in one of the
And
original debates.
yeah, and Mamdani's the only one that answered, "I don't want to go anywhere. I want to fix New York City," or something like that.
Yes, so the
And
directs. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
and that I guess they were saying on the Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene that was he gave the best answer. Like he
Yes.
really resonated with the people of New York.
Yeah.
So I thought that
So
was interesting.
there's a double-edged sword there in the fact that I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I
Mhm.
think that was rooted in some anti-Semitism.
Oh, I'm sure it was not the greatest intentions, but
Right,
they still
because
praised him.
correct, they did because and to be fair, my response is not rooted in anti-Semitism, but yes, you are the mayor of the largest city in the United States. What business do you have going to a foreign country? I'm sorry. Like, it'd be different if you were a foreign diplomat, but you are elected to represent the people, and your constituents are in New York City, New York, United States of America. Like,
Yeah.
sure, and that's one thing. Is like if there's some big, business that's moving into New York City and you want to go say hi to their owners in a different country, sure, whatever. But just going to the country to go to the country on a political diplomat trip, that just seems dumb to me.
Yeah.
Um like yeah, it's like I will if you're talking about, going and visiting Israel because you want to pay homage to the Jews, how about you just treat the Jews that are in New York City with the respect they deserve, which is what he said he would do.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it totally makes sense that he's like, no, I'm not going to Israel. What do you mean? Hello? Like yeah.
Yeah.
So because yeah, that was absolutely the correct answer. It's just like I'm here to represent the people of New York City, and that is what I am going to do.
All the people of New York City.
Correct. All the yeah, and he's said that multiple times. Like
Yeah.
in his acceptance speech yesterday, he mentioned that he was going to be, treating every New Yorker as every New Yorker should be treated as a New Yorker, regardless of what they believe in, who they voted for. He's the mayor for everybody. And now let me be clear to those who want me to play devil's
Right,
advocate at
right,
home.
Barack
He
Obama.
could be he could be lying through his teeth, right? He could he
Yeah.
could he could be lying. He could immediately change his tune tomorrow. And I'm not saying he's going to, but he could. Also, I hear some background noise from somebody. I don't know who it is. Oh, yep. Um, but yeah, he could totally change his tune tomorrow and go back on all of his word. But until and unless he
Why would
does
he
that,
do? Yeah. Why would he do that?
right? But well, because he got voted in.
I
That's the
guess
whole thing.
that's
It's
true. A
yeah,
lot of
right.
people
It's
do
like
that.
it's like any politician. Yeah, as soon as
Yeah,
they get
that's a good
voted in, they're
point.
like, yeet.
Yeah, that's a good
So,
point.
but again, he hasn't
He doesn't
shown that
strike me as
he's
that guy, though.
no. He strikes me as a very charismatic young individual who's very passionate about the city that he lives in,
Mhm.
and he has a vision for what he thinks will improve the city. Do you have to agree with that? No. Do you think he could lead the city in the wrong direction? Sure. Do I think he's
And
going
and
to try and improve the city? Yeah, I do.
and to go off your point here, I just want to say that I think it was very. I saw a lot with Cuomo and a lot with Saliwa
Yeah,
saying
Sliwa.
that they like wish him the best and that they're gonna. I don't know if I don't know what this means, but they were very cordial about losing.
Which is good. That's
Yeah,
how
I
it
think
should be.
so. Yeah, I thought that was good. I thought that
So
was good.
I don't know how many of you picked up on this, and by how many I mean either of you. So I watched, I think it was either Mamdani's press conference today or one of his ones after winning yesterday. Um, they asked him like what he did after the election, like after he figured out that he had won, and he basically went on like, he said, I took a drink of water. I was in disbelief. This relief kind of washed over me. And then he said something that really struck my attention. And I can't remember when exactly he mentioned it in the course of events, but he said, I talked to Curtis,
Hmm.
and basically then he went on to something else. So it does seem like Mamdani and Curtis Sliwa had an agreement to keep Andrew Cuomo out of the office.
Yeah,
And that is
yeah.
also why Sliwa never dropped out. There have been rumors swirling that they had a deal like going on in the back
Mm.
room that would keep Cuomo from winning, and it does seem, just based upon what, because he did not mention that he called Cuomo after the election was
That's
over.
true.
He
That's a good
just
point.
mentioned that he talked to Sliwa when the
That's
election was
interesting.
over.
Yeah, I'd be
But
curious
yeah,
to see if they do have a deal or something.
right. And
What would the
who
deal even be? Like, what could we
it could have just
speculate
been
it being?
it could have just been a mutual agreement, like, hey, this mayor of New York City. That it could have just been as simple as that. Because
Interesting.
neither of them like him. Neither
No,
of
they
them like
don't.
him.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was very
there
apparent.
was no
Just
love
the clips I
lost
saw
between the
from
two of
the
them. Yeah.
debate. Yeah,
So there might not be any deal at all. It could have just been a gentleman's agreement
just like
that,
we hate you, get out.
yeah, we hate you. We're gonna stay, Sliwa. You're gonna stay in this race to pull votes away from him.
I mean, I do think if Sleeva drops out, it's a lot closer.
I think, yeah, correct. I still think Mamdani wins, but
Yeah,
it
but the
definitely was
margin's
in
not
it.
as big.
The margin is like 2% instead of 10.
Yeah.
Also, can we just talk about the framing here? Um, I'm so mad at, like, and again, this isn't a shock, but I'm so mad at, like, Republican news outlets that are just saying, like, oh, the Democrats only won New York City by 10%. They're losing the city. It's going red. Um, you realize that the only reason Andrew Cuomo wasn't running as a Democrat is because he lost the Democratic primary, right? We do realize this, correct?
Right.
Like,
Like I don't
right. So
people but
and
people
there was
don't
one.
understand that, Brian. People don't understand how it
and and
works.
and why are we so dumb? Why, as a society? Why? Like,
It's,
why? Zachary, why? I need you to
Just
explain it in depth, give a
hey
dissertation.
man, dumb
too
people are
many
way
people.
happier.
It's fair. Ignorance is bliss. Too many
Yeah.
people let the media explain things to them, which means you only get whatever talking points the media decides to give you, and
Hmm.
little, like, kind of, we'll call it nuanced stuff like that
Yep.
isn't going to be in the media because that doesn't really mean anything to them until now. But
Correct.
so nobody's going to go do
Yeah.
their own research. They're just going to go, oh yeah, the Democrat beat
This
the
is what my
Republican.
favorite
Yeah.
news.
Well,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
when everything's forced, when all you can do is hit a button and turn on the TV and just listen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who would listen to three schmucks on the internet talk about the world as it exists? Yeah. Who would listen to that?
Yeah, I don't
Assholes.
know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, my coworker today made the point, and it's exactly true. It's like, if you watch the news, you're most likely misinformed, and if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't watch the
It's
news, but I don't have any. I get my news from Ground News, or I get my news
not a
from
sponsor.
right, or I have to, or I hear something and then I have to look it up.
Right, dude. The amount of times that I see something and I go, "That's not true," or I go, "Is that true?" And
Is
then I
that
look it
true?
up.
Yeah,
Is Yeah. Like, do people just not have the curiosity to just fucking see if things are real?
yeah. Like one of my biggest things like growing up was my dad said, "Don't believe everything you hear on the internet."
Right, right. We were the generation that grew up listening to that, and some of us fucking took it to heart, I guess. The others didn't.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Now,
I
to
don't
be
believe.
fair,
Oh,
it's the generation that was telling us, don't just believe everything you see or whatever,
right.
happens to be the generation that cannot take their own advice.
That's, oh my god. They gave the advice, but they're not taking it.
They're
God
not
damn it.
taking it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
they
Or
gave
or
a
your friends,
generation.
or there's like the group mentality. Your friends do it, so why not me?
Oh my god, yeah, dude. That's why I want
I have
a
a
commune
theory on
somewhere.
that as
Oh, go.
well, a
Oh,
little
go
bit,
for it.
that
Yes,
I
yes,
just
yes,
thought
yes.
of.
Oh,
Think about how much of that generation per se, or I don't want to pick on Republicans specifically, but I don't know how else to illustrate this point. Like the rural communities and rural areas are
Yeah.
predominantly
Don't have that.
red.
Correct.
Right.
They are also historically behind on technology. Like they
Correct.
didn't
Correct.
get more than dial-up internet. A
Until
lot
like
of
10 years
places
ago.
still don't have it, but
I was gonna
until
say a lot
recently,
of them
but,
don't. Yeah. Right.
like,
Right.
so they still only have legacy media to go off of, but also they still haven't had as much time with the internet as even us or folks in the cities to
Yeah.
get a better grasp on maybe how it works and how to like see how things are created. Like we got to see the rise of things like Wikipedia, now AI, like all this different stuff.
Right. That's a good point.
We got to kind of learn and grow with it as it existed. Folks who are a little bit older, getting to it a little bit later, don't have that. Everything is just already there, shoved in their face. And I feel like it can be really overwhelming.
Okay, I have a counterpoint to that, and it's not. I would say if you want to know the information, you can get your hands on it.
Sure, but
True.
how do you know the
Because there
information
are
you're-
older people that are informed and
Yeah.
are in rural like are
Sure,
in rural
it's-
states
Yeah, it's not a
too.
blanket
I'm not
thing,
saying
but-
it's like all of them, but like there are people out there that are informed in those rural areas.
Yeah. Now, how do you know the information you're getting is good?
That's true. That's true.
Because you can,
You,
like,
I mean, you
like
still
you
got to
said,
you
can
still got to
get-
do your own research,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember learning in school, like, specifically how
Period.
to fact check. Yes.
Oh,
Specifically
Jesus
how to
Christ.
fact check stuff or how to verify your sources. Use things like Google Scholar, like doing all of
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
That was like half
Like-
of my high school career is learning how to cite my sources
Yeah. Like,
and look up information.
that's just not a thing that people do anymore. Like,
It's
and
crazy.
even half the time, if you're citing like a scholarly article or something like that, people are calling it bullshit anyway. So, in the grand scheme
Right,
of things,
yeah,
it
like-
doesn't necessarily matter.
Or they
'cause,
call it, yeah, it's fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why? But why do they say that? Why not just be like, oh, maybe
Because it's easier
maybe
to
I'm
do
wrong.
that. Yeah, it's easier to do that than admit you might be wrong. Something you have thought your whole life might be wrong.
Might be wrong. Yep. Now, so I want to show a map here. Give me a second to share my screen. Let's see here. Let me know when you can see it.
I can see it.
I gotta
So-
go dump it in the thing real quick. Uno momento, por favor.
this is
You can start
interesting.
talking. But
But yeah, so this is a fixed broadband map from the FCC. And this just shows you where internet coverage is throughout the United States. So you can see there are some gaps, off in the West Coast where there is no internet. Which that's to be expected. Some of these rural areas in Idaho, like, yeah, I don't expect to necessarily have broadband internet.
Right.
But this is as of December 31st, 2024. So you can see there are areas in West Virginia that have almost no mobile broadband coverage. We have fixed broadband. Additionally, some areas that have no fixed broadband coverage. But look at the South and even Eastern Texas as well, how it's lacking on fixed broadband. And some places in Florida too. It's like, I get it. A lot of those places in Florida are either more rural, or they're like the Everglades, and like, of course, there's not going to be fixed broadband down there.
so, real quick, caveat
Go
here:
for
as someone who works for an ISP and also
I
is
was- I'm
very
glad
familiar
you
with all
brought
of
that
these maps and the inner workings of all of the different
Yep.
government programs and crap out there.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Something to
hoping
pay
you'd
attention
chime in.
to with that fixed broadband map you had.
Uh-huh.
At the top, that's speed greater than or equal to 100 down by 20 up.
Yeah.
There is a lot of fixed broadband that does not meet those requirements. That go like you get 30 down or 50 down or something like that. Those are considered not served now, even though they have internet. And realistically, with 30 or 50 down, you can do the things you're going to need to do. Just, it might take a little longer. But so that 20,
so
go to
here-
that 25 by 3. And that map should look a lot better.
It doesn't though, down in the
looks
south, which is
about the same.
crazy. Which
That
is
seems not right to
bananas.
me. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, let's go 10-1. Let's go 10-1. Okay, we're filling in a little more. Let's go 2-2.
So
Look
what-
at that! Look at that!
So what down there?
Wow.
Is that just, is it just so
Yeah, what
rural?
is
Because
that?
none of that makes sense to my brain.
Okay, so I'm gonna open up a new tab. I'm gonna go to Google Maps. We're we're gonna do a geography lesson here, kiddos. Jesus. So what's an area? Yeah, so like just south of Selma. I mean, what is happening there?
Is that like
okay,
Talladega National
this
Forest?
this is wild, actually.
Yeah. So Selma.
I think
No, I
that's
mean,
there's a
like-
forest there, isn't there?
There is, but I mean, there's still small communities. Like Camden is one. Camden is a town of 2,000 people, and it's like right here. Yeah, there's Camden. So wait, so there is okay. So we zoom in, and it does become a little less granular. So wait, because there's Camden, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, so yeah, you can see like that it is covered, but you have to zoom in all the way
Yeah,
to see
so
it.
a lot of that rural land around it is not, but the towns themselves are.
Right. So let's
Well-
bump it up. Okay, so there's 250-25 in Camden. So that makes more sense to me. That makes me feel better than like because you're right. It's like, yeah, there's still a ton of area here where there's no fixed coverage. I mean,
Okay. All right.
makes
So
me feel better.
is
Now look at
is
in that
this
same
bec-
areas while
is
you're there,
this
look at mobile
because-
broadband.
is this because
Mobile?
it's just a rural area?
Yeah, so okay, there is a lot of mobile coverage.
Yeah.
But
So
yes,
the areas where you have the cell carriers
Or
going
is
to
it
town,
just
you're not going to
because
have the
it's
fixed more than likely.
true. So what were you saying, Jake?
okay? So is this because it's just a rural area where there's less coverage,
Yes.
where it's harder to maintain the broadband like structures?
It's essentially
I would say yes.
the cost, because you have to do a cost like per passing essentially. How
Yeah,
much
I was
does
gonna
it
say, are
cost
they-
to build copper or fiber or whatever to each address? And in most rural areas, it doesn't make sense.
It's too expensive.
Well, this goes back to what Jake brought up earlier. Is just like, and what we talked about is that as a nation, being the most prosperous nation on the planet
Yeah.
by GDP standards, at what point do we just
Yeah, this is
bite the
exactly where I was
bullet?
going to go with this, Ryan. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
At
yeah.
what point do we just bite the bullet? And I get it. Like from perspective, Zachary, working as somebody who is in this industry, I get it. Your business needs to be profitable. But where the government could step in is to patchwork in these rural communities where it's not profitable for a company, a private enterprise to necessarily step in and do that.
So well, that's
Right.
where there's so many government programs like BEAD. They just throw out money for this to go build places that are underserved. But the problem is there's no real like, we'll call it like enforcement to it. Like Starlink is going to get a shit ton of money to go like serve these areas that have been claimed to not be served, but Starlink's not going to do anything. They're not going to go like they don't really have infrastructure to build, but they're not going to use that money to launch more satellites or whatever. It's essentially just profit for them.
Yeah.
But there's like we got money from the USDA to build fiber in some of the rural areas. Like we had to bid on that and win that. But
Last time I
like
checked, that's not
there's
agriculture.
but there's lots of programs like that. But the issue then becomes, how do you make sure people use that money? Now the USDA has a little bit stricter requirements to make sure you're using it.
Yeah.
But a lot of these other government programs just don't. So like the
Well,
government
and
is trying to do all of these things, but and it's a slow
Well,
process
Okay,
too.
but
So
right, and when you say government, you mean like the state of Mississippi
the federal government,
or the federal government?
yeah, the federal government will. There's both. States have programs, but the federal government also does. They will award money to states, and then it's up to the states to figure out who's going to get that money. So there's a whole real obnoxious process, like for the state of Ohio, to decide who's going to get what money. Everybody has to provide maps of like where you claim you serve versus where you don't. The state puts that all together. Then you have to like bid on these certain areas to see who's going to basically get the right to build that area. And then you have to decide, you have to look at everybody else's map and decide, or is that bullshit? Like this company is saying they serve
Right.
that, but we know they don't.
Yeah.
So then there's a whole challenge process. And then you have to wait for the state to decide, here's who's going to get what money, or who's just going to piss off. What typically ends up happening is companies just kind of bid against each other to keep everybody out. And then,
Okay.
like in Ohio's case, Starlink is going to get a bunch of money for nothing to build a bunch of areas that are said to be underserved right now, but like really aren't, or will have
Right.
fiber within the next year or two.
For the big
So-
data centers.
That's right. Yeah. So Starlink's going to get all this money to do nothing, basically.
So, okay, my libtard pants are coming on now, because I have to say something here. Why don't we just FDR this? And by what I mean by that is,
Yeah, what do you mean?
why isn't the federal government just going out there hiring a bunch of federal government employees, right, and
Mhm.
laying broadband cable out there? Why isn't the government taking out the middleman, no offense, of your company, Zachary, and just doing it themselves instead of having these bid wars
Because
between the companies
It's
and running
money.
up the
It's
price?
money.
money first and always.
It's
Yarr!
yeah, it's
Who-
capitalism.
You're going to have to get the government contractors to build it, right? Who's going to maintain it?
No.
Are you
these
saying
are
this is gonna be a-
government employees?
So you're saying
Yeah,
this is
this
going to be
is-
a government-run ISP, essentially?
Correct, like the
Good
the
fucking
Tennessee
luck.
Power.
Our
No,
government
I know
shut
what you- I know
down, so
what you're
nothing's
saying.
going to happen.
Right. I get it. I get it.
I'm not saying the
like, I'm
government
talking
couldn't
like the
hand more
Tennessee Power
funds to
Authority.
do this,
Right.
or like support building the infrastructure.
Yeah, we definitely have
But-
to. Yeah, definitely. There's the money. The money is there. It's just
The government running
we're
an
putting it
ISP
somewhere else.
is a god awful idea. Think about like the current administration. They could just control what you see at that point. If you happen to use
Yep.
their internet, you're f***ing hosed.
See, and this is why
Well,
we do this, because
even
correct.
with like giving it to Mississippi, like or like the states, the more rural states, they lack the knowledge of this stuff too.
Wow, are you calling them stupid? I'm kidding.
I'm just saying, like, if they don't have it, they're not going to have many people doing it. So yeah, they don't have the knowledge base
True.
of
Where are you
it.
going to find the workers to actually do the work to establish it and
Right,
maintain
exactly.
it and run
You're
it?
going to have to, yeah, you're going to have to, yeah, that would be hard. That would be a big challenge in itself.
Right. So, yeah, totally agree. But what I'm saying is like, because I agree that it's tough, because it is one of those things. It's like, this has to be done, right? At some point, this has to be done. But,
Yeah, but you
it's
can't
like,
make the government do it.
well, okay. Here's happy medium, right? Here's happy
Okay,
medium.
what is it?
Okay, happy medium is the government does it in the frame of building it.
Okay.
The government builds it all. This is all funded by taxpayer dollars. The government builds all the infrastructure to get this stuff off the ground. And then they give it to providers equally.
Okay.
Like
I
so
like that.
the public, the government builds the infrastructure.
And then the companies maintain and do all the
Right.
rest of it.
And let me caveat, because I think I may know where Zachary's going with this. Obviously, it is going to cost money for these private enterprises to then maintain said assets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The government then, proportionally based upon the infrastructure that they give to the companies, then provides the equal amount of money to basically maintain them over time. So
Okay,
it's out of the government's hands. They can't control what happens to it, but the government is building it and subsidizing it.
Okay, but when you put money into it, they could be it could turn into like our court system. It could be like, all right, you got to vote this way if you want more money.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Zachary, you're
Also,
going to say something.
You got to push out this information if you want more money.
there's also
I don't know. I
like,
just see it going that way.
It's fair.
even like it's not as simple as just like it being handed to these companies. Like, I'll use us for example. If we got a chunk
Why
of
not?
that, you can't, like, you still have to have as a business the infrastructure to support it, because you can't just like plug a cable in the data center and go, look, we've connected all these new lines. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Sure it does. Sure it does. Just plug
So
it
like
in. Plug
it
it
would
in.
be a cost to these other like the other ISPs and stuff. It would be a cost to then take on all of this extra infrastructure. So if you're going to do that, you're going to have to probably subsidize that too.
So now I want this to be a lesson for
Fair
the
enough,
viewers
yeah.
that we don't have watching right now. This is a lesson in the fact that this is why the president can never run a country on his own.
Oh, yeah.
You can think
No.
you have the best ideas on the planet. But take me, for example. I know geography, right? Zachary knows internet providing and ISPs, like he's talking about. I I I needed his input to understand this. And if I am, the president of the United States, and I think that I am the genius here, and I don't have somebody like Zachary telling me that I'm a fucking idiot, then suddenly
Yeah.
you do shit that doesn't fucking work.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, but like there are some cases where you have people telling them they're an idiot and they just are like, "No, you're wrong."
It doesn't help when you surround yourself with idiots too. So
That's true.
it's just an idiot
Correct.
feedback
True.
loop.
Yeah. I'm choosing to believe, Jake, and this could be my
Mhm.
downfall. I'm choosing to believe that Zachary is informing me in good faith and is
Yes.
also not an idiot.
Yeah, he's not a politician.
Right.
One of those two is true. I'll let you figure out which one.
Damn, I don't know. I have a bottle of Taco Bell hot sauce on my desk. If I flip it and it breaks, I'm gonna say you're an idiot.
Deal.
Okay.
I beg to differ. You're the real idiot for flipping a bottle of hot sauce.
It's fine. It's fine. I've got carpet. It won't break. These famous last words.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, okay, I know we kind of got off the beaten path here with talking about the election results, but I feel like it's important because this is how discussions happen. Like, also, I kind of like how I wish that more podcasts did this, where they just totally kind of just differentiate from where they originally started, because
I mean,
I feel like that's the natural flow of conversation.
yeah, it's a good conversation. It's not
Right.
And no one's gonna think to look this stuff up.
Right. Exactly. How
Like, we
when
gotta-
was the last time you went to the FCC's national broadband map, Jake?
Today.
Oh,
My
yeah,
first
okay.
my first
Oh,
one.
okay.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Actually, we've been talking about this for like 15 minutes now.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching you pull it up or whenever that was.
Yeah.
That was my last
Well,
time.
but yes, that's that's what I just wanted to bring that up. That felt like that was a good conversation. A good segue is to just like, people often try and pave the road with the best intentions, but it doesn't always mean that it's going to end up, the way that they initially envisioned. And
I mean, that speaks
this
to
was kind
I mean, yeah, that speaks right to politics in general.
it's I'm kind of pulling this back into Mamdani, because
Yeah.
I do believe that he has some really good ideas for New York City. It's
Mhm.
just I hope he has the individuals in his ear, like what Zachary did, and like what you did, Jake, where you go like, well, I don't know if that'll actually work that way. And you know what? If he
Yeah.
still wants to pursue it and give it a shot, all the power to him. He is the mayor. He can take that policy initiative if he chooses to. I just hope that he is surrounding himself with a team of individuals that
And
will give him that kind of constructive criticism and feedback. And I
and if
think
I'm
he is somebody who will take it too.
yeah, because he cares. He
Right.
wants to hear. He wants to come at it from all angles. Is kind of what I'm gathering from who he is, from what I've seen.
Correct. I agree.
And that's how I think that's how any politician should politician should like regard himself.
Himself? Come on, Jake.
Oh God, I'm canceled. I just yeah,
Yeah, it's Jover.
themselves. Yeah.
All right. Well, I know we're running short on time here, so I'm curious because, and I quote, "I've got some words about her later."
Oh yeah.
I would like to know what we got going on there.
So what do you make of? I saw
I
an
know where you're
article
going with this.
today about Marjorie Taylor Greene yelling at Mike Johnson and basically calling out Republicans for the current government shutdown. And
Yeah.
you also had her with being an advocate for the release of the Epstein files.
Yep.
What do you make of Miss MTG? What's her goal here?
she-
Because I heard a theory about why she's doing
Re-election?
this.
Yeah.
Yes, but no.
Why not?
So what I heard,
What'd you say, Jake? What'd you say,
I
Jake?
said re-election.
Oh, re-election. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't 100% know if it's true. She was going to try and run for a Georgia Senate seat. And Trump told her no, and told her to stay where she's at. So, since then, she has advocated for the release of the Epstein files. She has not sounded like a complete fucking nutbag. She is now calling out Republicans for the shutdown. Is she just retaliating? Is she jumping ship because she can see the writing on the wall? What's her angle here? Because I feel like this is the start of potentially more kind of following a very similar path.
Do you think other people jump or start changing their tune like she is?
Yeah. I'm curious as well, because I initially thought it was the horseshoe theory, which I don't know. We've talked about that before, but that's where the left and the right are so far
They
apart
meet,
that
they come
bend
around
back together. Yeah.
together. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Could be.
So that's where I thought initially, but so I didn't hear what you had brought up, Zachary, that she wanted to run for senator, and then she got rejected.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, let me see if I can
I had
find.
not. Yeah, I had not heard of that. But that would make sense, and I think that
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah.
right, and I think that there's
Oh,
she
I
does
remember
seem-
where I heard it. Oh, it's funny. So take it for what it's worth, I suppose. But I feel like this person would have it on good authority. But
was
also
it TC Tucker
no,
Carlson? Oh,
it was
be.
a Democratic representative,
Oh,
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, wait, did I see this? Hold on.
She was just doing
wait a minute, am I the
This
first
is
one?
ringing. This
She
is
was
ringing a
doing a-
bell. This is ringing a bell to me.
She was just doing
She
like a
said something
candid
about
talk.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
care what she has to say, what anyone has to say right now, so I'm gonna just move past this.
So this is from Fox News website. So it says She made the comments during an Instagram live stream telling her followers, here's some tea for you. MTG people are like, oh my God, she's saying all these things. Like, what's gotten into her lately? Oh, like she's bucking against Trump. She's bucking against the administration. She goes on to say, Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to run for Senate in Georgia. She wanted to run for Senate earlier this year in the state of Georgia. She wanted to be the Republican nominee for Senate, so she was gearing up for that statewide race, and Trump told her no. Trump said no in the White House, and Trump land shut down Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal ambitions to run for Senate, and she's been on a revenge tour ever since.
But what does this serve? What does it serve her to do that?
Also, we got a comment on Twitch, by the way.
What does it say?
I can only read part of it because I only have the YouTube stream pulled up. But it
Oh.
says it's from DarkSage9117. This is the one state where the DSA slop, so the Democratic Socialists of America, is never going to work. They need to be a more working man's party or a more center to slightly right wing party. I did not vote for CR, and then it goes ... I don't think if the DSA was more center or slightly right wing that they would have beaten Andrew Cuomo in this election.
Yeah, I
So
don't think so either.
I don't think that is a totally accurate assessment of
Yeah.
what the Democratic Socialists of America, and that's just not
Yeah.
who they are. I mean, this is a very far left party comparatively to the normal American norms of Democrats, Republicans, and so on and so forth.
And there's the first part of his comment that this person's comment, sorry. I don't know if you can see or not. It says this is the one state where the nope, that's the hold on.
Oh,
sorry.
I see it now.
Yeah, I will say this for what it's worth. The Democrats need to abandon Florida. Their state party is a complete mess and the ground game sucks. If all you're going to do is run Republicans masquerading as Democrats like Charlie Christ, you deserve to lose. I am sorry, but as a Florida Democrats, it's Charlie Crist, sorry. I am sorry, but as a Florida Democrat, stop running DSA candidates down here. This is the one state out of them all that message will never appeal to Cubans or Venezuelans.
That's okay. That makes the comment make a little bit more sense. I thought they were talking about New York. I still don't think the Democrats and the Democratic Socialists of America are in cahoots in any way, shape, or form. Like, if you told me that the Democratic Party, like the mainstream Democratic Party, put forth a DSA candidate in Florida, I would be stunned. Now, the DSA is going to run their own candidates in Florida and try and win, but any Democrat that you see running in the state of Florida, I'm willing to bet good money is not affiliated with the DSA in almost any way, shape, or form. So, that's just my 2 cents. I could be wrong, but without looking into it, I'm almost willing to bet my left kidney that the Democrats, the normal Democrats that you see like Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, they didn't even want to endorse Zoran Mamdani when it seemed like he would win the New York City mayoral election. I don't think they're going to support a DSA candidate for Florida Congress or Florida State Senate or Florida Federal Congress or Florida Senate. So I don't agree with that premise that you think that there are individuals in DSA being supported by the mainstream Democrats, but I agree. I don't think that they're going to necessarily do well in Florida because of like what you said with Venezuela.
Right. Yeah, I don't think
coming from those types of governments. But I think that also leans into the fact that Democrats really aren't trying to run those types of individuals down there. So, anyways, thanks for commenting. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a good comment.
Yeah. Shit, where were we?
I have nothing to add to that, Brian.
Oh.
No, that's kind of what I was gonna say too.
That's like we were talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene and her.
Yeah. So, but more people defecting.
He just commented again.
Oh, yep.
Or they did. Candidate in my district was in 2024. They basically said Cubans only care about handouts. They are vote for anything to keep communism away. And then tried to spin it as well. Spin it as well. You see, I did not mean to say that, but I do not like Cubans, so vote for me. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Who was the candidate in your district
yeah,
in 2024? Yeah, I'm
yeah,
curious about that. I mean, I'll do a deep dive on that right now.
yeah. I'm curious.
While we wait for him to comment, yeah, so like people defecting from like the traditional Republican like platform right now and being, Trump supporters. I don't know, like it's tough, because I'm almost willing to bet, and I could be completely off base, completely wrong, right? If Republicans truly do see the writing on the wall, because they got mollywopped in this midterm election, they
Yeah.
did get trounced. And anybody, I made a video on anybody who is telling you otherwise is straight up gaslighting you. If they are telling you that the Republicans did not get mollywopped in this midterm election, they are
Yeah.
gaslighting you. Yeah. So John Thune and Mitch
Well, that's
McConnell have.
that's the
I'm
thing, though, Brian. They'll throw out percentages, and they'll make that 10% for New York, for example, look really low, like it was a close race.
Right.
Because people don't know. People think 10%. Oh, that's low.
I want people to have a higher IQ than they do. That's no offense, but I just want people to be smarter.
Yeah.
But here's what I think could happen. This is the optimist. This is what I wish could happen, because at this point, I think it's a neutral opinion to say that Donald Trump is an authoritarian in president. I just think he is. But I think that there is a situation where John Thune and Mitch McConnell and old hardline Republicans, like people who know better but have been riding the power wave, you know what I mean? Finally see the writing on the wall. And because right now they're saying, we're not repealing the filibuster, we're not repealing the filibuster, we're not repealing the filibuster. They finally see the writing on the wall, and they secure enough votes to oust him as president.
Do you
And
think
by that,
that's likely?
I do not. I do not think
Okay.
that's likely. But how they would do that is they are all talking in back rooms right now, all trying to figure out who is on whose side, and they know that they could get enough of a majority in the house. Like, this is when they'll do it, right? If they ever do it, they know they have enough of a majority plus 10 to impeach and convict him, which that is a lot of votes. That is a lot of people, because you're going to have to do it in the House and in the Senate. So these
Okay,
senators are.
he's
Go
been
ahead.
impeached before
I said impeach and convicted.
and convicted. Okay.
Yeah, because he's only been impeached. He's not been convicted and removed. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Then you
I
have to, because you
gotcha.
have to have a 2/3 to do that. It's just like Bill Clinton
Right.
was impeached, but he was never convicted and removed.
Moved. Right.
Yeah. So if they secure enough votes, and like I said, plus like an extra 10, or in the Senate, like maybe 5, to get people who are maybe like arguing in bad faith and like actually are just trying to get them to eliminate the filibuster to do what they want, which again is also a possibility. You get to the point where, yeah, they get rid of him. They remove the filibuster, they get rid of Trump, and they kind of have a mutual understanding that once Trump is gone, they reestablish the filibuster, and then they move along with business as usual. That's not going to happen. However, I'm trying to think of reasons why John Thune and Mitch McConnell, unless they're really just trying, I don't know what they're trying to hold out for with holding the filibuster. Because yes, if I get it, if they get rid of it, they're opening Pandora's box for, if the Democrats ever do regain power, it's gonna get messy for the Republicans. Because the Democrats, in my opinion, if they get rid of the filibuster, will go on the warpath if they recontrol the House and the Senate. So again, so I think Thune and McConnell also see that possibility of them losing the midterms and then potentially the presidency in the future, and that's why they're holding off. But I don't know, it seems odd, like the way that it's currently shaping up right now. You guys can feel free to give your 2 cents there, but that's just kind of my initial thought.
Some people don't know what filibuster even is.
No, yeah. Well, here,
I'm just saying, like,
you know what? I'm gonna, for the people, Phil. Filibuster.
And it's not the name of a person. It's not Phil A. Buster.
Phil. I mean that is a good old like 1890s name.
True, that
But
is true.
right. All right. So a filibuster is a parliamentary procedure in which one or more members of a legislative body prolong debate on a proposed legislation so as to delay or entirely prevent a decision. It is sometimes referred to as talking a bill to death or talking out a bill, and is characterized as a form of obstruction in a legislator or other decision making body. A motion of cloture may sometimes restrict filibustering. And I believe in order to establish cloture on a filibuster, you need 60 votes in the Senate, which is
Yeah.
why the government is shut down. And yes, both sides are blaming both parties, but right now Republicans are correct. If Democrats want to open the government, they have to have more people voting for this CR. And they only have a certain amount of people who are voting for the CR. But Republicans technically do control the House and the Senate, but they do not have the 60 votes required to open the government.
And they're not budging on.
None of them are budging right now.
Yeah.
There have been rumors.
Republicans aren't budging on amending anything or doing anything to appease Democrats.
Correct. Also, I see what's happening on the screen here.
Oh, you know, don't mind
I
me.
know
No, I'm. Yeah,
I
don't mind me.
I know
Yeah,
the
what are we
people
looking
can't
at here?
But yeah, so it's both of the parties' faults because they can't come
Yeah.
together and just come to an agreement.
There's no agreement. Yeah.
Right.
They're both
but
being big babies.
yeah, big crybabies,
Big
wah-wahs.
crybabies.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there it's such an interesting time to be alive. Man, does it add to the years of like stress and everything else? Like aren't we just
Well,
all so tired at this point?
I feel bad for my friends that are they're working but not getting paid.
Ah, yes. Yes. We have played video games with said friend yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
It sucks, man.
It does suck. And what's worse is that I mean this as of right now is going to go on in perpetuity. I mean, he
Yeah.
might not get paid the rest of the year. And then what happens?
Right. How many people go homeless?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And then if you criminalize homelessness, well, oops.
Oh yeah,
So,
I saw something from my readings today.
no, from your readings, did you have your pipe in hand? Not
Yeah.
that wasn't a
So
weed gesture, but
I was just taking some notes.
look at this
So
nerd taking notes.
see, I don't know why I wrote it like this, but you need people to fight in like votes. Like to get people need to stay in the state that they care about instead of jumping ship to different states.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah,
Because I mean, if you're unhappy with a lot of like we talked about it when in certain elections, when people win, they jump ship to different states that align closer to their political views.
correct.
If you want change in your state, you need to vote.
Right. And in order to vote in that state, you have to live there.
Yes, and a lot of the times states are changing to the other side politically because so many people are leaving.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
I didn't realize how high I don't have the exact stats, but they were giving stats in the book I'm reading, and it was like hundreds of thousands of people are leaving certain states and
Mhm.
going to other states.
Why has Texas become more populous? Obviously, there's a lot of development and growth in Texas, but it's now
It's
a
for
Republican stronghold. It seems like it could change.
right, and it's more like the Austin, Texas area, the cities. They're
Right.
more affordable than some other big cities.
Correct.
And people want affordability right now.
Right. And as of the next census, guess what state is projected to pick up 4 congressional seats?
Yeah.
Yeah. And guess
Yeah.
what states are supposed to lose them? A lot of
A
Democrat
lot
ones.
of You're right. Yeah.
And it's because of an affordability crisis. The
Yeah.
the three largest Democrat states, Illinois, New York,
California.
and California, have an affordability problem in their largest cities. And
Yep.
those individuals who would be your Democratic stalwarts cannot afford to live in those cities and they move elsewhere, like Texas, like Florida, like,
I heard Idaho come up a lot.
oh, well, don't move to Coeur d'Alene.
Wha-
Don't do that.
Why?
That's where the Nazis' headquarters are in America.
Oh, is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Jake's like, oh, everyone's moving to Idaho. Oh.
Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that.
Uh-oh.
I heard Coeur d'Alene specifically is like
Actually,
actually, I don't know. It's just in passing.
Well, before we get hunted down by the wonderful members of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Zachary, would you like to wrap up this episode?
Apparently, the only thing I read and what you guys saw that seemed interesting to me is, as kids, do you guys remember licking 9-volt batteries and getting that like little
Yes.
the little shock or whatever?
Never did that.
Oh, sorry. Hey,
You're missing
Jake,
out.
you lived a, I was about to say, you lived a privileged non-country life.
I didn't. I did not live in the country.
Well, there was nothing to do, so we licked batteries.
Yeah, that's crazy. I played outside. I played basketball.
We did too, but we ran out of imagination.
Yeah.
We needed to feel something.
Apparently, a company in the
That's
UK made chips that give that same taste.
Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like you get like the little, the like
What, they got
acidic
nickel
taste,
flakes in there.
and then the like metal taste after. And I don't. That's one of the. They only thought if they could, not if they should.
correct.
It's like
Jake, you have
ketchup
a
ice
mission.
cream.
You have a mission this weekend.
We'll lick a 9-volt battery.
Yes. Yes. No, what you need to do is you need to do it in front of you know who, and no context. Just whip out a 9-volt battery and
That'd
lick
be
it right in
insane.
front of her. Yeah, exactly, which makes it fucking hilarious.
I'm not doing that.
Ah!
I'm not doing that.
Oh,
Cole
come
said
on.
you haven't lived.
Yeah,
Cole, when are
see?
you licking 9-volt batteries?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
That's
Thank you, Cole.
crazy.
Validated. Hell yeah. Well, on
That's
that
crazy.
objectively hilarious note,
That is
I
pretty
think
funny.
I think we will wrap up today's episode. So for the 2.6 viewers, I don't know where the 0.6 came from, that watched us tonight, we greatly appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the little bit of extra energy that we had after taking a long break.
Share it with your friends.
Yeah, share it with your
Like
friends.
us.
Like, comment, subscribe, and if
Yeah.
you don't, Mom Donnie will haunt you in your sleep with his smile. Anyways,
Wow.
yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in, Cole. Thank you for the laugh, and take care, everybody. Have a great rest of the